All right, welcome everybody. Detox Now. We're here at Back in Balance. We're also streaming this live for all the folks that couldn't make it physically, but are here with us in mind and body and virtual presence. Tonight's workshop is on toxins. Toxins are everywhere, aren't they?
Yes.
Everywhere.
Yes.
They are in the food that we eat, in the air that we breathe, in the products that we use, the things that we touch. There's no way around it. They're everywhere. And toxins are actually the physical substances that create energetic imbalances in our body. So I know we say the word toxin a lot, but what really is a toxin? What is it doing when it gets into your being? That's what it does. It disturbs the energy. And when you have a normally healthy, functioning body, your body can take that toxin, process it, excrete it, and it's not a problem. But when we've had a lifetime of living this way, eating this way, breathing this way, these toxins can build up, and that load is too high for our organs to flush out. So now what happens is those toxins accumulate and we get sick. And it may present itself in many different ways, and we're going to talk about that over the next few minutes. And then we're going to talk about what you can do to get rid of these toxins, which there's a way to go about doing that. It's not that easy. If it were, we would have a lot more people that were healthy with vitality and a lot less symptoms, right? So we live in a toxic environment. We have over 80,000 chemicals that are licensed in the United States for use, and that stuff is making it into your cells, into your bodies. So I do want to touch on 4 of these because, like I said, we say the word toxin a lot, but we really, what is that? What does that mean, right? So I want to bring light to what's in your body, because actually I got this from a research article, and I think it was called Integrative Health, the research article, and there were samples, tissue samples of humans, and of all the toxins that were found, these were the most common, and these toxins had the most research on human harm. So I thought it was kind of important. I wanted to know more about it. What is the toxin? Where's it coming from? And what's it doing to me? The first one is called acrolein. And this one, probably one of the reasons why it's so common is it's found in food, found in coffee. Who drinks coffee here, right? Alcohol, cheese, donuts, and most cooked products. Everything, right? That's the American diet right there. Coffee, cheese, donuts. It's emitted from fossil fuels. It's used as an herbicide. So what this toxin does, this was one of the most common found in the human body. It causes damage to the arteries. It causes high triglycerides, high C-reactive protein, which means inflammation. It's creating inflammation in your body. And it correlates directly. The more of that toxin that people had in their bodies, they had a greater risk of cardiovascular disease, high blood pressure, dementia, and diabetes. There's a direct correlation. The next one is called acrylamide. And this is found in the burnt areas of foods, mainly starchy foods like potatoes and grains. And this is found in 99% of the tissue samples. I know me, I go for the burnt stuff all the time. I mean, it's got more flavor, I don't know, I just do. So this is causing cancer, cardiovascular disease, childhood disabilities, no neurotoxin, like numbness and tingling throughout your body. That's what that is causing, that toxin. The next one is perchlorate. This one found in rocket fuel. How does that affect me, you might be saying? Hey, this is one of the most common so it is affecting you. So it's in the atmosphere, right? So even though you're not flying in a rocket, you're being affected by this. Fireworks, highway flares, and it's used to control static electricity in food packaging. What? Who would have thought, right? Who would have thought? So we get this perchlorate, we get this toxin from inhaling it and consuming it. It's in our food, it's in the air we breathe. This binds to iodine and causes thyroid issues. And the fourth one, phthalates. And guess what, ladies? And some gentlemen. This one is found in beauty products, cosmetics, fragrances, so all those lotions, those expensive firming things that we use. I know, I'm guilty. Tried to use some of the natural stuff, it didn't work as well, went back to the other stuff, and now I'm like, looking at the ingredients. Right? So it's found in plastic products. So like your Tupperware, right? And then you stick it in the microwave because you're busy and you really don't feel like putting it on a paper plate or a glass bowl, or right? Well, guess what? That is getting into the food. And also fast food, phthalates are found in fast food, and plastic gloves.
Oh no.
Plastic gloves. This causes ADHD, lower IQ, decreased male fertility, and diabetes. So, that's what we have in our bodies. This is precisely why we need to detox. So where are the toxins coming from? Well, we just talked about one way. That's called exogenous toxins. Exogenous toxins come from your environment. They come from tap water, smog, caffeine, tobacco, pesticides, heavy metals, viruses, bacteria, medication, over-the-counter and prescription. Lots of these chemicals in those. Toxins also come endogenously as a result of imbalances in your body, in your metabolism. Your own body can make toxins. The pancreatic digestive enzymes could be deficient, poor eating habits, wrong food combinations, and then as a result, you end up with these toxins: candida, elevated homocysteine levels in your blood, and elevated blood levels of uric acid. Anybody dealing with kidney stones? I am.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Bless you.
Something is wrong here, right? My body is creating endogenous toxins. I'm on a quest to figure this out. I know how to dissolve them, but why am I making them? That's my question, right? So these are the organs of detoxification. These organs are busy. The liver, the kidneys, the lymph, the colon, the lungs, the skin. This is how you excrete toxins when you ingest them, when you inhale them, when you get them. And like I said, typically your body will excrete them. And we excrete it through our urine, through sweat. And in a normally functioning, healthy body, that process is happening all the time. When we become overburdened, when we become too toxic, then what happens is the toxins start building up in the tissue. And they first start building up in your connective tissue. So I know when I'm adjusting, I can feel that. And we talk about this all the time, how sometimes when a patient lays on our table and they're tight from head to toe, it doesn't feel right. Something's wrong. And you can feel, when you touch as many bodies as we do, you can feel that. And connective tissue, the tissue in the body, holds toxins. And then once the connective tissue is overburdened, then it spills out to other organs. Well, then your glands start to jump in, and your endocrine glands start saying, well, let's help. And they start sending signals for these glands to start pumping out hormones to help you detox. and then they become exhausted. And now we start getting symptoms of illness, when all it comes down to is we're toxic. Our bodies are overburdened, and therefore our organs cannot function the way they need to. So what are the symptoms of toxicity? Well, here's just a few. I would say one of the number ones is going to be fatigue, tired all the time. Definitely means you're toxic. Food cravings, weight gain, especially when you have it in a certain, like the belly or the hips. You know, you can't get rid of it no matter what you do. Reduced mental clarity is another one. After you do a detox, you will be shocked at how sharp your brain becomes. And you'll realize that's how I know I need to do a detox, when I start to feel that again, where I'm sluggish mentally, I'm not able to have clarity. That's when I know I'm toxic. I need to detox. Joint discomfort, all those aches and pains, toxic buildup, indigestion, other GI issues, skin issues, rashes, eczema, psoriasis, low libido, hormone imbalance.
Jumping on what these toxins can contribute to, excuse me, not just the food cravings, but the weight gain. Dr. Paul already mentioned that the toxins are going to be absorbed into your connective tissue as well as your organs, but they're also going to be absorbed into your fat cells. So the more fat cells that we have in our body, these things multiply and they also grow. And so they're very, very capable of holding on to these toxins. If they're not going to go into your glands, if they're not going to go into your thyroid or your parathyroid or your heart, for example, they're going to go into these fat cells. And predominantly these fat cells are around our midsection or our thighs. And that's why those particular areas are the hardest to let go of, because we have to, which we'll go into later, actually unlock that particular toxin in that area so your body can excrete it through its normal processes of bowel movements, of breathing, of urine, of sweating. And if it doesn't happen, it just stays. And then what happens? Our body produces more fat cells, and then those ones get bigger, and then those ones fill up, and then we produce more, and then so on, and it just continues.
Yeah, exactly. So, are you toxic? That's a question. How do I know I should do a detox? Well, we have this questionnaire that is spot on. Asks you questions that you never, in your wildest dreams, has anyone ever asked you these questions before, right? They're kind of personal, but it gives you a really good idea of what's happening inside of your body. If you are a patient and you're watching this, you can fill that out next time you're in the office. And if you're not a patient, just comment here, we'll email you one, we'll make sure you get this. If you filled it out in here today or before this visit, that number, the total number on there, tells you how toxic you are. Anything above 40 means you definitely need to be doing a detox. The higher the number, the longer the detox that you need to do. Here's the next question we always get after, how do I know I need to detox, right? What is the best way to detox? And it's simple. As chiropractors, we always want to work in alignment with what your body is already doing. We just want to assist it. We want to nudge it. We want to remove interferences. We don't ever want to take over for what your body's doing. We don't want to put anything synthetic in it, around it. We want your body to function naturally. So your body has a natural detoxification process, and it's called a metabolic detoxification. So we want you to detox in that way. That's the best way. You want to assist your body's natural detoxification process. So it's a 3-phase process that happens. And just like Dr. Brian said, the toxins get trapped in your cells, namely your fat cells, in other organs as well. So a proper detox will have to break open those fat cells, neutralize those toxins that are now coming out of those fat cells so they don't make you sick, because those toxins are very toxic. and then we need to eliminate them. That is the proper way to detox.
That's definitely the trick with this type of detox, because it's semi-easy to unlock these toxins. But if we don't have a fully functioning internal organ system, namely like our large intestine and our fully functioning liver, neutralizing these toxins becomes very hard, because we then can't eliminate them. And if we can't eliminate them, we get this toxic rebound effect that our body's like, well, there's a whole bunch of toxins now in my system, so I'm just going to go ahead and try and neutralize them again. So I'm going to reabsorb them. So then we get flu-like symptoms. We get that fever. We get that congestion. We get that migraine, headaches. We get all of these things simply because we're trying to do the right thing to unlock these and expel them out, but we just don't have the ability to do that appropriately. And so that's where the detox that we're talking about today comes into play, with having the ability to do all three of these phases appropriately and then more safely.
Yep. Exactly. So how long should we detox? Like we said, the higher the score, the longer. If you score 40 to 50 on that questionnaire, then 10 days will be sufficient. And this is a detox that we recommend doing at least once a year, just to reset, reboot. So if you're a patient here and have been, you know that every year around this time, we're doing this workshop because we're trying to encourage you to do it. But there's also longer programs. There's a 28-day option as well. So the higher your number, the longer you want to detox.
If you have a very large number, do not do the 10-day detox. Please, I would encourage you for the 28-day. A large number would be, from what we've seen here in our office, anything over 100. Like if you score over 100, 28 days would be more prudent for you. If you score more than 100 or more than like 120, for example, we can also get into the conversation of purification, which is actually healing your large intestine, healing your whole digestive tract, and then going into a detoxification.
Yeah, and if your number is really large, just start where you are. Don't get hung up on, I need to do 28 days, I need to do, just shoot for 10. And what happens is you get there and you feel so much better, mentally, physically, so many ways that you don't want to ever feel the way you did before, and it becomes easy to continue on. But I want you to just stay focused on, let's just start with at least 10 days and then go from there. So the 10-day detox, we're going to talk about that right now. It's more about what you're not eating than it is about what you're eating, because we're trying to eliminate certain foods. We'll talk about those. We want to eat properly selected meals, and there are some shakes that we're going to be having along the way. And these shakes are basically properly balanced to have the herbs, the enzymes, the amino acids, everything that your liver needs in that phase 2. We talked about the 3 phases of the metabolic detox. Phase 2 is all about the liver neutralizing those toxins so that you don't get sick during the detox, and so that your body can then flush them out, and they go from fat soluble to water soluble, so then you can excrete it through the urine or sweat. So the shake has all of that in it so that you can detox properly.
The reason why we need these shakes are because, generally speaking, as an American, through our diet, we don't necessarily get everything that we need that gives us the keys to have these pathways function. In our liver, we have 2 particular pathways that work on detoxification, and they need amino acids, they need minerals, they need enzymes. And if we have like a very kind of terrible diet where we're having these fast food, we're having these things, or we consume these products that don't give us these enzymes, it's just not going to work. So that's where these supplements come in that give us that extra support to make sure that we have those proper amino acids and those proper minerals and enzymes.
And protein. Protein is essential throughout a good detox. You need to have good protein. So what are you going to avoid during this 10-day detox? No gluten.
Only the good stuff.
Yes. Basically the American diet. You're going to avoid being an American for 10 days. Gluten, wheat, sugar, dairy, corn, soy, prepackaged foods, artificial sweeteners, alcohol, and caffeine. It's only 10 days. Chill, my babies, chill. It's only 10 days. No caffeine. What you can have, vegetables. Unlimited amount. We're not counting calories here. It's not what this is about. You need to eat food during this because that will help you get those amino acids and everything that your organs need to detox. Fruit. Daily serving, 2 to 3 for fruit. Vegetables, 5 to 7 is your target. Healthy grains. We're talking rice and quinoa. Oats if they're gluten-free. Daily 1 serving. Lean meat, fish, other vegan proteins. 2 to 4 servings there a day. Eggs are acceptable, and make sure your packaging is BPA free. We're trying to eliminate toxins, remember?
In the detox that we have, it comes with a little canister, but it also comes with a little booklet. It's a booklet or like a PDF. Generally, they come with PDFs, and so they'll give you sample meals for what you can consume for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And they have like different recipes and different smoothie guides. With the supplement itself, I enjoy making smoothies and just putting every single thing I could possibly put in there. Especially when you start to get into the later days of the detox, where you're having 2 of them or 3 of them in a day, it becomes important to make sure that we just fill that with good stuff. So they give us a lot of different samples of different high quality things that we should eat. Our avocados, our quinoa.
That, just so I can read off, because I want to read off a couple of the sample meals just to show you what we're talking about. Emily, could you grab me one of the detox books real quick? I know turkey chili. Breakfast could be quinoa with coconut milk and some fruit. You're not starving yourself is what I'm getting at. You're not depriving yourself. You can eat really good, decent food. And the recipes are good too. We've made quite a few things in here.
Yeah. When I do this, I usually double or triple it for just to make sure that I get the amount of calories that I need just with exercising and just moving around.
Here's a day. So breakfast we have zucchini bread, lunch taco salad, dinner chipotle salmon and salsa, a snack sesame crackers, and then you can have a green power shake as a dessert. So once you look through the different recipes and you see your options, you're going to realize that it's not that bad. It's not that bad. Yes, you're cutting out caffeine, but it's 10 days. It's 10 days. The shakes, you will take those day 1 shake a day. Day 2 shakes a day. And it goes up to 3. And then it goes back the canister over the course of the 10 days. Okay.
What's the purpose of the higher quantity?
Well, you're unlocking those toxins. They're now in your body. So with the increased fiber and
So push it out.
push it out.
Okay.
So caffeine, there's a few of you that said, there's things that you're going to be eliminating that you've been consuming quite a bit of. And yes, it's going to be a shock to your body. So what we recommend is you do like a pre-detox preparation and you wean down on some of the things that you've been consuming. So like caffeine and alcohol, for example. Say you decide you want to do this. Let's set it for maybe 5 days from now that you start it, and let's start weaning down on the coffee now. Let's start with 1 cup of coffee instead of 2, and then let's go to half decaf, half regular. And that way, when you get to day 1, it's not such a shock for your body. And then same thing with alcohol or any of the other things, sugar, anything else that you're really, consuming a lot of, just so you don't have those headaches, you don't feel so bad when you cut it out completely. So these are the things you want to stock your cabinets with. You can take the recipe book and just pick recipes and get, or you can just grab What's on this list here? Your lean meats, fish, vegan proteins. So you can have chicken, turkey. You can have wild game, cod, salmon, sea bass. Again, you're not limiting. You can have black beans, chickpeas, peas, nuts. Pretty much any vegetable. Avocado, coconut oil, olive oil, yogurt, nuts, and then your healthy grains. So you've got your rice, your quinoa, your oats, buckwheat, groats, buckwheat noodles. So a lot of options here. And then of course, speaking of chemicals and things that you want to avoid, you're going to find yourself reading labels more than you ever have, and you really need to, because what's the point of spending this next 10 days purging our body of these toxins if we're putting them in that very same time, right? So your MSG, natural flavoring, when you see natural flavoring on the ingredients, that's what you're dealing with. So you want to avoid that. Your trans fats, hydrogenated oils, or partially, if you see partially hydrogenated, you want to stay away from that. Artificial sweeteners, so your sweet and low, things like that, yeah, stay away from that. Extra sodium, hidden sugars, red dye number 3, your artificial colors and dyes. You just want to try and eat as pure and clean as you ever have. What most people find, we've been offering this detox for a while in the office, for many years, and one of the reasons why I like it so much is it teaches you how to eat, and in a short period of time. And during that time, you realize how much better you can feel, how much more energy, your sleep pattern, less aches and pains. You may even lose a little weight. You feel so much better eating this way that it becomes more of your lifestyle. So it's a reset. It's a good way to reset your body and get on a better path. And then if we fall off, we know we can always come back, right? So that's one of the main reasons why I like it. If you decide to do this, we have a Facebook group that we will put you in, and it's small, so it's intimate, and if you need help with anything or encouragement or recipes, we can encourage you along the way. So that's what we have for you. I hope that this inspires you to detox now. Here's the thing, it's inevitable. We cannot get away from toxins, right? They're everywhere. Even though we're not flying rockets, we're exposed to rocket fuel, right? And the toxins are getting into our body. So the research is there showing that the toxins are getting into us, and there's no way around it. We don't have control of that, but what we do have control of is limiting our exposure to certain things, making better choices, not putting that stuff on our skin, in our mouth. We also have a choice in enhancing the excretion by doing a detox like this from time to time and making better choices. So that is the choice that you have to make today. Do you want to detox now? If you do, we can help you. We have a couple detoxes here tonight you can take home. If not, we can get them ordered for you. And if you're watching online, same thing. We can get a detox ordered for you. Just let us know if you'd like one. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you, and hope you all have a good night.
Yay.
Yay.
Good job, guys.
Any questions or anything we can help you with?